And hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let me go on to, so I'm just enabling and going live on YouTube for those that are joining me there. So bear with me for one moment, and then I will just get started with us.
Hi, Pat.
How is everybody doing? I want to hear all about your Black Friday specials and things while we're streaming. I want you to get an idea or an opportunity to share information about your books and what you're doing with your Black Friday specials and things. So feel free, even if you don't have questions, if you just want to share a little bit about your specials, since we're streaming live and you are probably able to share with one another as well, I want to give you an opportunity to go ahead and share. If you are joining me here on YouTube, welcome. You can post your questions here. This is our open Q&A that we do every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to post questions on self-publishing. I'm here to answer. And for those of you that are live with me, let's just say, if you want to come and join me live, go to aprilcox.com/events, EVENTS, events. aprilcox.com/events will get you over and redirect you to the live Zoom session. So if you prefer to join us there, feel free to do that. And for those of you that are here with me, I would love to hear any agenda items that you have. Let me know what you'd like to discuss today, and then we'll jump in and start going through some of the questions that you have. So who's got an agenda item or topic that you want to talk about for today during our Q&A? I love hanging out with you guys, but I assume you have some questions for me.
School visits, April.
What's
I'm
that?
having a tough time getting into schools.
School visits. So what's the question? How to get into school visits?
Yeah, maybe you can suggest a introductory wording for an introductory letter. I'm doing sending emails and phone calls, but I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe I should start sending snail mail.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I actually had this conversation with another one of my authors this week, and he is actually doing some handwritten cards, things that look like Christmas cards,
Okay.
to the principals of the schools in his area. And the thought is that when the secretary gets a handwritten card, a hand addressed card, she won't open it because she'll think, oh, this is personal. It's a Christmas card. I'm going to send it. I'm going to give this to the principal. So he's thinking that will help. And he's got some really good feedback because his son is actually a principal in school. So in a like the age group that he's targeting. So his son said, absolutely, that's a great idea. I think that will be something that will help you get past kind of the junk mail that typically gets filtered out. Yeah, and the gatekeeping. So that's probably a good idea to get.
That is a great idea. And I
was
using a online I think it's called Sending Cards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was using that for the other part of my business, sending out cards to clients, prospective clients, and that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And people love to get something they can hold in their hand. And the point you made about the secretary may not open it because she might think it's personal.
Right.
Give it right to the principal. So yeah,
and
I'll try that definitely.
it's one way. I know that there are a lot of other people that may have some feedback for you as well. But there are new services and things like that. For example, YobiQ has that, you set yourself up in their system, and then they're trying to market the authors to be able to go to schools to be able to go into their system and book an author. I think it's called book an author. So I don't know if anybody has had any luck with that, but I'm hearing that they're doing a lot of marketing for that, and they have an opportunity for schools, and they're trying to drive schools there, and those schools in your area would be able to find you within their system and then book. And you can even list your prices. You can see what other people's prices are. So that might be really helpful. I wonder, are you doing any kind of resources for teachers?
Well, my book has vocabulary,
Okay.
but I'm thinking for my next book, I need to put some kind of lesson plan ideas
Well, that's
in
one of the
there.
things, that I'm wondering about, because I've also used a few different resources to create lesson plans for my books.
Mhm.
And then those get uploaded either by the person who created them or by me to like a Teachers Pay Teachers account. And when people are looking for curriculum around a certain topic, and they go to Teachers Pay Teachers and find your resources, that will also drive them to think, okay, maybe I should reach out to this author. And so you can kind of focus on what you're trying to advertise. And if you're trying to push towards, hey, here's some free resources for you. If you're interested in a virtual author visit, here's where you can go. Here's where you can go to schedule one. And if you're interested in purchasing the book, here's where you can get the book. So you can create those resources and cross market those services that you have, and the purchase of your book as well.
Thank you.
I used to use when I was teaching, I used to use that all the time, the Teachers Pay Teachers, because I could go get free stuff to supplement. So that's an excellent idea. Thank you.
Yeah. So that, now when you think about some of the things, I'm going to go to the Bright Cookie, I think it's called the Bright Cookie. She is one of the people that has put together some great teacher resources. So if you're looking for someone to help you, I'm just going to share her screen here. The Bright Cookie, so she has some examples of things that she's done for other authors. Some of them are activities, some of them are things. So by the way, it's thebrightcookie.com. And she has, so let's just look, ELA, math lessons, all kinds of things. And she has her own Teacher Pay Teacher account. So when you purchase activities, or if you ask her to create your list for your book, your activities for your book, she will create it, make it available in her own platform. And she has a lot of followers on Teacher Pay Teachers. So it's another way of also getting some additional, additional traffic to those things. Just trying to think. Oh, so here's one, the scariest. Oh, here's Snowy. I like this book. It's one of the new books from Sarah Cullen. So this is her new book, right? So she hired Kristen from the Bright Cookie to do her work. And there's a number of different activities and things that are all included. And people can purchase it from her website here at $4.50. And she probably lists it similarly for about that same price on her Teacher Pay Teacher account. But when you go to her, if you say, hey, I really want you to list it for free on Teacher Pay Teacher, then she will do that. So it's like she'll charge you a little bit more to create this if she can't list it for herself. So you'll pay a little bit more, but then it also becomes available for free for teachers. So that's another opportunity. But it brings a lot of attention to your book as well. So, and like I said, school, if you ask her to put a little something there about where they can contact you for school visits and you want to direct people to your website to purchase the book, then that's also an option. So it might be worthwhile to take a look at something like that. All right.
April, another question I have about schools is I'm getting conflicting messages from school systems. Some say, oh, you got to reach out to the PTAs, and others say you got to reach out to the principals.
Yeah. That's really an interesting dilemma. And again, I had this conversation recently with that gentleman I was telling you about. And he said that there are some issues, like if you are trying to get people to include, say, your book in, in a blast out to parents, or you want them to send your book out or your order form out so that people can order some of the activities and things that you're doing, or order your book when you're coming in for a visit. There's just not the level of budget, and they also have restrictions about how much they can communicate on behalf of somebody else, because they don't want to show favor to one author versus another, or oh, well, you sent an email out and told people that this author was coming in, and you're giving them a chance to order, but you won't do that for me. I sell this or that, so there's the principal has restrictions on what they can do with regard to communications for their parents. But the PTA is not bound by that same issue. And they often do have a budget that's separate from the school budget that they can use for author visits and for purchasing of books. And they can also distribute messaging out without restrictions that the school does have. So, I think it's highly dependent upon the state and the area that you live in, how much that a school will be able to do for you versus how much power the PTA has. But I definitely would recommend starting to try to reach out and find out who is the head of the PTA, and start making that one of the people that you're reaching out to. Maybe you reach out to both, and then you have a better idea of which ones are going to be responsive to what you're doing.
Yeah, I just sent out a round of emails again to the same PTAs. Well, it's the holiday and everything, so
yeah, it's hard.
I'll wait to hear. But what do I do after that? I can't get them to respond.
Yeah. So what else are you doing for your holiday sales? Are you doing any in-person events like for?
I have, well, I have an event coming up in my town at our rec center. So I've been doing various book fairs, local book fairs, which have been really, really good. I mean, some more better than others, but direct sales is my bread and butter with this book.
Okay.
That's my bread and butter.
Right. Would you like to talk a little bit about the book, and I can bring you forward, and you can just, make your little pitch here for anybody that might be watching that could be interested or looking for something for children in the age group that you're doing. So let me just I'm going to bring you over.
Well, I wrote a book called The Selfish Shellfish and the Sick Sea. And it's for the children 4 to 8. And it teaches them about the issues going on in the ocean with the plastic pollution. It's told through the characters that are upset about their ocean. They can't live in it, they can't eat in it, they can't breathe in it, and they want to do something to solve the problem. But their leader, a grouchy, selfish shellfish, doesn't want to do anything. So they're trying to rally around, trying to get him to help make the sea a better place to live. So it's a great environmental lesson for children. I especially push it on Earth Day. And yet my fairs, I provide information and coloring and stuff and to go along with the story. And I've got a lot of reception with that, especially when I go to the beach. When I do flea
Right.
markets.
Sounds to me
near
like the summer
ocean.
summer
In
kind
the
of
summer, that's,
the best
yeah,
time for this.
that's,
And there might just be that certain books are going to have a better time at certain times of the year. Like my Christmas book isn't going to sell any other time of the year. So I'm kind of pigeonholing myself with that, but it should sell a lot better during that time of the year, this time of the year. So what else are you doing with other books? Are you starting to create some or think about different books that you can add to the series?
I haven't, but I have this story I want to create for middle graders and make it a chapter book. But
Ah,
right now, I'm working on an adult novel.
mhm.
And
Okay.
that's taking up my time.
Yeah,
But
I
I do
think,
have an idea for a story about a sea turtle.
okay.
And it has to do with the story about my uncle.
Mhm.
My uncle is like a sea turtle. He immigrated from Italy
Yeah.
to, America, and he was a loner and he struggled all his life to be on his own and make a life for himself. So I wanted to do something like a children's story, like Joe
Yeah,
the Sea Turtle or something
as an
like that.
homage to him. That's good. And I think, when we only have one book, I think it's a little bit harder, number one, to get sales because there's just the one, right? They're
Right,
not
right.
cross promoting others. So while you're preparing for creating new books, the other thing would be perhaps cross promotion with other authors. And I happen to have another author here waving her hands. Leslie also
Leslie,
she
yeah,
has
I
a book
remember
a lot
being on
like
another meeting
yours.
with you, and
Yeah. So
I was supposed to
I'm gonna
email you,
add
and I never
Leslie.
did.
Yeah, I'm gonna add Leslie here to the spotlight because she has her hand up and she's been talking, we've been planning and
I
talking about those books of hers that are very much along the same vein as yours is.
As soon as I
Yes.
heard Andrea, I'm like, yeah, I remember this because, my first one, Sea Glass Kids, Ocean Problems in the Ocean. And the second one that's done, it's with the graphic designer, is Sea Glass Kids, Ocean Pollution Solutions. That was my husband's thing.
Hmm.
And it's a second book because the first one, nobody's listening they're told by the beluga whales and the sea lion about all the plastic in the ocean and all of that, and nobody listens. But the second one, they get people to listen and they have meetings, and now
Right.
they're going to go out and get people to restaurants to stop using straws and picking up things and um not getting the plastic rings around. So you and I,
Right.
we need to reconnect on that because it definitely, and of course, I'm on this thing every day is Earth Day, not just Earth Day. And it's great to promote it on Earth Day, but I think we have to really work on this is and yes, when people are at the beach, I get it. I live at the ocean. So I'm on the beach year round. So I mean it's just getting people aware. Um, but yeah, and the thing you said about chapter books, I told Gabriel tonight, one of them, my 9-year-old
I
grandson
mean,
said, I have
I
to do a
have the
chapter book.
manuscript, the more sophisticated manuscript,
Hmm.
which I had to pare down for the young kids. Why invent the wheel? I have it, I just need to develop it more, but I have the framework of a story. I just have to add more.
Right.
Right.
And
It's
my
too short for a chapter book, but already have the
but you can
basis.
add more. And my
Yeah.
second one is geared more towards 6 to 10 because the kids are now 10 years old. I let them get older. But anyways, we'll talk.
I'm
Um,
putting my email in the chat for you.
Put it in, I put mine in, and you probably saw it, April, but Zareen had put something about she had to take the QR codes off for the schools. So that's a big deal, I would think.
Oh, Serena, I want to hear about that after we get done with
But anyways,
Leslie's
I'll
question. Yeah. Excuse me. So Leslie, did you have a question you also wanted to, I know you had your hand raised just before.
my thing was back to schools because I had the beautiful press kit that Holly Moore put together for me, and I'm
Mhm.
working on an author's page, And I reached out to Bobby Hinman, my editor, because she used to, say, okay, if she's going to go in and read a story or sell, she was only, or do a lesson, okay, on writing, that if the school sold X number of books, then she wouldn't charge them. And I reached out and she said she no longer does that because it just doesn't seem to work. So part of me in frustration as a retired teacher, I've gone and read my book, but
Right.
trying to sell your books in schools, I think is difficult. I think the PTO, PTA is a good way to go, but lots of times they're tied up with Scholastic, and Scholastic will not let anybody else in. So it's
That
I'm
begs
not
another question about
sure.
getting into Scholastic. That would be
Well,
a great way, but
I
is
can
that very hard? Is that difficult?
I don't think they take self-published authors. That would be off the top of my head.
Oh,
I don't know
what
that
is
for
it
sure.
about
They
that?
actually
You know
do.
what?
They
They do
actually
now?
do,
Okay.
but I'm sure that there's a lot of competition because I know that
Yeah.
Ron Carez and Diane Alber, who are both self-published authors, selling great with their series, were approached by them and
That's
were
probably
added.
the difference.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah. But you
selling,
need to have really good sales.
but anyway, so Zareen had posted that she had to take the QR codes off. So, so I was just back to, and it looks like Pat's got her hand. I'm just back to the whole thing. I want to get into schools. I can teach a lesson. I used to do this. And I want to get into schools, but I'm trying to figure out a way. So if people have great ways, and I'm listening.
Yeah.
I had another idea about creating my own lesson plan on teachables. Being that I used to teach, I could probably create a very good environmental lesson and try to, another idea.
I don't have anything to contribute in this regard. My co-author, Deborah Sirocco, this is the book we wrote together. It's Sammy's Voyage to a
Let me pull you
new
up
home.
so that other people can see. Okay, we'll add your
Thank you.
spotlight. Go ahead.
It's
Oh,
Sammy's Voyage to a
yeah.
new home. Yes.
Oh, that is
And I want to
precious.
take a moment to give a pat on the back to Zareen because
Thank
she
you.
has also done a beautiful job illustrating this book. It's absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's beautifully written and illustrated. Very nicely done. I can't
Thank
draw.
you.
I wish I could.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you very much. My co-author, she was a teacher for 35 years, and so she has her connections, and I have no idea, but I would love to find out more and let you know when I do.
So, let me see, book and author. I want to try to take a look at that. I think it's called bookandauthor.com. I'm just going to try to pull it up and see. I'm going to share
Sign
this.
up for that. I just haven't pursued it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zareen. I didn't mean to turn your video off. I meant to move your you off of Spotlight so I could share. So I hope I didn't. Let me just go back here and
No problem.
ask for. Where are you, Zareen? Let's see. Okay, you're still here with us, right? Okay, good, good. All right, so I'm going to go and just share my screen. So this book and author platform was created by a couple of self-published authors who got together, and they decided that, there's a real need out here so that authors are not going to have to constantly be trying to do everything themselves and work through getting into the visibility of these school systems. So there is, and it is bookandauthor.com. And at the time when I had Yobi in talking about this, I did an interview with her. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can probably find that interview with it's Yobi, and I'm trying to think of. So let's see, for institutions, I'm just going to pull it up. So they can search and book authors for their next event. And if you're, so it says here, if you're organizing a literary event or reading, you can find an author. So we have here for creators, that's for us, you can sign up for free. And this is Kim Ann, who is a self-published author. She has already started to book events through here. And you can set up a free listing here going through them. And then here for the marketplace, let me just see. I feel like they're also, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that they're also looking to kind of highlight what you're doing as far as what kind of materials you have. But look at these, Daniel Jude Miller, you see the different authors, what they're charging, where they're located. And so this is a great opportunity for, and look at how many listings that they have. So if a certain organization, it has wants a local author to drop in, they can come here and they can pull these down. They also can do virtual visits, in-person visits. They can look at the books that they can purchase for themselves. So the fact that Yobi and her team are so plugged in and so good at the marketing end of this, we don't need to be fantastic marketers. We just need to start pulling things together. And especially if you're able to say, look, I've got all of these books, I've got some different activity or teacher's guides and all of that, you're able to. So this is Yobi, by the way. She and her co-author, I'm trying to remember the name of her other partner that did this. I will get that back, but there's a lot of really great information here and a great opportunity for you if you're looking to get into schools. Okay. So yeah, I highly recommend go on in. It's free to list it. I see your hand. Go ahead, Pat.
So I'm not sure if this is if I should be asking this question, because I don't have a children's book.
That's fine.
It is, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm working on a graphic novel, and it's about my life, or it's about the lives of people with hearing loss.
Okay.
And so I have written a dialogue, and I've described what the scene should look like, what the should look like. But I need two things at this point. I'm way behind all of you guys. I need an editor who specializes in graphic novels. Now, I know I can go online and find an editor, but I just don't want to do it that way.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking you, all of you, if you have any ideas how to, I ask everybody I know, but how many people are graphic novel editors? But I need an editor. I've sent it out to people to look at, and I've gotten pretty good feedback, but I know I need an editor.
Right. So I have somebody who is another author came to me and said and it seems like graphic novels in popularity are really getting really popular, because I've had a couple of inquiries from people saying, will you help with graphic novels? And I absolutely would be happy to help you. So I reached out to Joanne Skye and asked if she would be interested in working with them and working through the graphic novels. And she said, absolutely, she has no problem with that. So Joanne Skye is one of the editors. Now she is a children's book, also an adult. She writes adult novels, but she is just a fantastic resource. Now, how many graphic novels that she's edited, I'm not sure of, but I would be happy to put her contact information here for you. The other thing that I would recommend is going into, there's a very large children's book group, and I'm not sure if you're a part of it yet. It's on Facebook.
This isn't a children's book.
Well, it's a graphic novel though. So what?
But it's meant for adults. It's meant for 18 and over.
Yep, that's okay. So what I would say is that because graphic novels there are a lot of graphic novels that are for children, that if we posted something in the children's book author group, there's bound to be at least half a dozen people that will say, I did a graphic novel and this is the person I used. You know what I mean? So they can recommend to you who to use as a graphic novel editor, and you can be getting a recommendation from an author instead of having to just, wing it and try to Google somebody and try to find that.
That's great.
Okay.
Tell me.
I'm gonna post a link. The children's book group that I'm thinking of is it's called Children's Book Authors and Illustrators Publishing, Marketing, and Selling. And I'm gonna put the link into the chat here, and you can absolutely do that.
So it's Facebook.
Yeah, it's a Facebook group. And what I'll do is I'll post it. I'll just share my screen for a second. This group is run or administered by Jay Maletsky. He, I think 3/4 the way through the year when I interviewed Jay, he was at having sold $1 million of books already that year. So this is a guy that really knows what he's doing. He has this group. Right now it's up to 114,000 members, which is crazy. It's growing at a very exponential speed. And I'm just going to post here. We may even get an answer before we're done. I am looking for someone for an editor that will work with graphic novels. It is not for children, but if I can find someone with this experience willing to work on my adult graphic novel, that would be fantastic. All right, so let's see if the group answers and I get a response, I will let you know, and we'll get some additional information for you. But you can absolutely join that group. There's a lot of great resources there. And Jay posts a lot of things around the business of publishing that will apply to not just children's book authors.
And of course, on the same token, I'll be looking for an author, for an illustrator.
Yeah, I have a number of illustrators that can that can do graphic novels. And so one that I am thinking of is Jose Nieto. He has some graphic novel stuff that he's been working on. I'm going to post his contact info. And the other is Prayan Animation. They do a lot with graphic novels and animation as well. So I will be happy to post some contact info for you, and just let them know that April sent you. They'll treat you well and give you some special discounts. And both of these will use my contract, which is all it's more about you keeping the actual copyright. So it's a work for hire contract. Both of these work that way. So you don't have to worry about not owning the artwork, which is really helpful.
What did you say? I don't have to worry about not owning the artwork. Help me out here. I do want to own it, or I don't want to own it.
You do want to own it.
I do. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise, when you want to use it elsewhere, whether even in if you decide I'm going to do a coloring book, or I'm going to do activity book, or I want to use some of the characters and tweak some things and create some notebooks or whatever, you don't have to worry about getting permission from the illustrator. You actually you pay a good fee to own the art, to have them create it with a work for hire contract, and then they will give you the rights to everything. You own everything.
Okay.
You even get all of the source. So that's what I kind of negotiated with my illustrators. So if you let them know, the second one is that I posted in the chat is praying. So it's a bit of the from
So I did a very stupid thing. I need to run and get my eyeglasses.
Oh, okay. No
I'll
worries.
be
no
right
worries.
back.
I'll let you go. So yeah, we've got some great illustrators. We've got some, great people that I highly recommend. And I want you to be able to use some of my favorites. And if you like I said, if you let them know, I'm typically pre-negotiating special things for my authors, and I do send quite a bit of people to them. And if one of my people doesn't perform well, I'm usually the one stepping in saying, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? We need to fix this for this author. And if we can't, if this continues to happen, these guys get off my list. So some have come and gone, and most of the people that are left have been with me, gosh, for 5 years or more on the projects that I've launched. So I think you can really trust the people that are that I'm sharing with you.
Okay. No, that's great. That's great.
Good.
And just this whole thing is new to me. I think it's almost crazy that I'm doing this because I have no experience, but I can't stop doing it. I am driven to do it.
Well, one of the other things that I would highly recommend, if you're not, if it would be helpful for you, I've got a new work group, an author work group that's launching in January. And we do a 12-week program where we meet twice a week. We get together and we start with the manuscript and we go all the way through publishing of the book. And I have a course that goes with it and live meetings that we have together. It has just been a phenomenal program that gets better with every iteration. And I'm happy to work with you, but there's a 50% off for Black Friday pricing. So it ends up being $1,499 for 12 weeks to go through this all program and get all of the hand-holding, the course, the coaching, all the way through. So within 12 weeks, you will definitely be ready to publish your book at the end of it.
But I don't even have the artwork.
Yeah, we do that through the course of the program.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We absolutely do that through the course of the program. You'll work through the project together. Now, maybe if yours has a lot of detail artwork, then maybe it's not, as simple as a children's book going through the process, and it might take you a little bit longer. But what a great foundation that you'll get. You'll learn all about this. You'll get, the hand-holding and help that you need to make sure that you're successful.
Yeah, no, I want the artwork to be really simple.
Okay, that's good.
Like really simple.
Okay.
Okay, great. I will copy now that I have my class.
Yeah, you can just copy that over. Or if you put your email address in the chat, I'm happy to email you the names of the individuals you can reach out to.
Okay, I'll do that. That would be easier. That would be great. Thank
Awesome.
you. That would be great.
All right. So what do we have? Other questions for those of you that are here with me today? Hi, Pat. Welcome. I did see your email about the ad class, about missing the ad class, and I for that. I don't know why the message didn't get out to you for the late start. And you're right, I did forget to post the replay, but I will absolutely do that at the end of the day today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Well, I should probably talk a little bit about my books that came in, Jenabeth's books. So I went through, you guys have probably been following my Christmas book. So, right, I did the print on demand version of through KDP and then through Ingram. And then I just got the beautiful copy of my books through Jenabeth at with Jostens. And I am so impressed with the thickness of the pages, the beautiful coating. Let me just find my favorite page and I'll hold it up so you can see how bright and beautiful it is. Let me see. By the way, I have these for sale on my website as a Black Friday special as well. So this is one of my favorite pages, but I love the gloss page. Of course, I could have ordered the matte version, but this is the story that my granddaughter and I did together, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Such a nice, high quality work. So if you are, and I had these in a matter of like 10 days. So they printed them, sent the digital. So it is digital. It's not offset because I was only printing a couple hundred copies. But yeah, if you are looking for a high quality print, and the good news is if you have your paperback, I mean your hardcover print on demand, you're going to pay about the same as you would to order from Ingram, that or less, depending on how many you order. And you're going to get thicker paper. You're going to get a more beautiful, high quality book. So she can do a premium, ultra premium copy for the price that you would pay for a standard version on Ingram. Then I think that's win-win for everybody. Pat, go ahead. You had a question?
Yes, I ran a Fussy Librarian giveaway on the second book in my series. And I can see when I look at my KDP reports that the KDP reads went up.
Right.
Even though it was free for 2 days, do you get royalties from that?
So you get royalties for anybody that has used KDP Select. So, I mean, if they go through Kindle Unlimited and they grab it that way, then you will see your KENP red pages. Like if you see that spike, those are the things that they're paying for. So yes, you absolutely will get the royalties for that.
I think it's the Fussy Librarian is a good idea. And I saw some of your other authors on there as well. Kathy Marquez.
Yeah.
Was on there and others. So I think the Fussy Librarian is worth it for someone if they're looking.
Yeah, especially for us children's book authors. We're only paying like $25 and then they're sending it out to their large mailing list. Now, I think they're up to like 700,000 people on their mailing list, but we're, the people that have requested to hear about children's book are a subset of that. But still, I think a really good size subset. So that's a good one to work through. Yeah, I like.
Do you think, I'm sorry, do you think that anybody leaves reviews?
I think it's a low percentage of people that get, that download free ebooks that will actually leave a review. And I wish it was more, but I heard about 2%. So of every 100 downloads, you get a couple of reviews. I think it might even be less than that. Maybe it's even 1%. But you do get the traffic that it drives to Amazon gets recognized by Amazon, because when people come to Amazon and they are looking at and downloading your book, they're also probably doing other things on Amazon as well. So I think that it ends up being very favorable, and the traffic that drives your, free book up also gives you more visibility as well. So I think it's well worth it. And of course, we want to pair it with other marketing activities, but I think it's still a great opportunity for us as authors to think of ways we can drive traffic. And so you're going to get a lot of traffic for a $25 investment, and new people that are outside of your own small network will be able to discover your book, which is really important.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing. Okay. anyone else have questions? Let me see if I've got anything here on YouTube. Let's see. All right, so if you are watching on YouTube and you'd like to, and you have a question that you want answered, please go ahead and post your question in the chat, or even if we're done here and it's no longer live, I will go back and answer any questions that you have. So you can go ahead and post it now, or I will follow up with you later. All right, so.
April,
Yes.
how many people, students do you have already enrolled for January?
I have 3.
And
So
what,
it's small right now. I actually just announced the Black Friday deal for it. So I just sent that email out yesterday, and I wasn't going to do another group, but then I had a few people say, oh, you know, are you going to do it in January? So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And for those of you who have already been through it and you want to use it as an opportunity to keep yourself on track with the schedule and work on another book together, then let me know and I will make the deal even sweeter for you to go through it this time through. So that way you can take advantage of it as well.
Are these students, it's all children, they're all children's book authors?
So far, the 3 that I have, yes, are children's book authors. So, you know, there's a couple of things that happen with children's book authors. They have the illustration process can take some time. So while the illustrations are happening, we're doing other things, getting things ready for marketing. With people that come in, I think that this group could be very good also for those that are doing adult books, because you're spending more time on an adult book, typically on the editing side, but you're doing much less with illustrations. So that wouldn't hold true for somebody doing a graphic novel, but I think that if you were working on an adult novel and you wanted to be able to go through the self-publishing, and because you're going to still have to do things like creating a marketing plan and making sure you've got your identifiers and keywords and categories and setting yourself up on Amazon. So all of this, there's a lot of things that will still apply. And there's the long bit of the editing will make up for that, like that same long bit is on the illustration side for children's authors. So it still is something that we can do within a 12 weeks.
Well, I would like to, for my romance novel, I need to do that. And I need, I'm actually doing developmental editing now.
Okay, good. Who are you working with?
Joanne.
Good.
She actually has a very good course, an online course on how to go through the plot points of your novel.
Good.
And I found it. It's like $67. She's like, this will help, because if I were to do your developmental editing, number one, I would charge too much money.
Right.
Number two, I may, change your vision on it.
Right.
So it's helping me do the developmental editing. So by the time I start taking the course, I'll probably just be ready for an edit, for
April?
like a basic edit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Andrea. I'm sorry. April,
No,
you just
that's
reminded
okay.
me. I didn't finish what I was saying earlier about my book, and you just reminded me about Black Friday. You have my video turned off.
Oh, there you are. Hold on, let me go and add to ask to start video. Yeah, I want to bring you back. I'm so sorry. I messed up and I zigged when I should have zagged.
No problem. It's just that so I was able to do Fussy Librarian for 2 of my Black Friday free book promo days through Kindle Select. But the first day I wasn't able to do that. And the first day is actually Black Friday, which is November 29th. And so my book will be free on Kindle. I mean, it's free on Kindle actually anytime, but it's so it's free for Black Friday.
Anybody, whether they have Kindle Unlimited.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'd love to read it
and
give you a review. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. I'm definitely looking for more reviews.
Yeah, and Zareen, if you want to send me an email and just give me a little bit of information and a reminder, just in the subject line, put Black Friday.
Okay.
And because I'm going to be, for those of you who want to also mention that you've got a Black Friday deal, I'm going to be pulling some things together from my authors and sending that out probably on early on Friday morning. So I'll be spending some time collecting and pulling that stuff together, and I'm happy to put that in the newsletter as well.
Thank you.
Good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Now let's see if I can remove the spotlight without turning your video off, because I like to see. There we go. All right. So we have about 8 more minutes here before we drop out for our live session here for Q&A. What I'll do is I'm going to share my screen and just show some of the stuff that I'm doing on Black Friday and do a little bit of a shameless plug just to go through.
I like that picture, April.
Yeah, you like the photo shoot?
I do.
It was AI.
Oh.
Tell anybody. So I got an email saying, hey, no time for a photo shoot. Try our AI photo shoot thing. And I'm like, real? So I had to upload a bunch of images of myself from different angles and things. And then they let you choose from like different poses that you like. And it generated some really ugly ones too, but I found this one and I'm like, I think I like this one much better. All right. So for the holiday specials, I have my Christmas book, which no longer is on pre-order because they just came in. I've got a whole bunch of books behind me, as you can probably see. So feel free to go on and grab that. It's $5 off through my website with and also includes shipping, which is good. I also, this Puppy Pickup Day, which is the first book in my series, I have some that have been sitting around a while, and I put it down to $5.99 from regular price of $14.99. So, and then I've got these bundles that I put together, which is a hardcover book, beautifully printed, offset printed through Jostens, with a paperback of the activity book and a plush little doggy. So those are nice. And that's a $14.99 special. And then I've got some of my Little Sister for Brady book. So these are some of just the picture books that I have on Black Friday special. But of course, a lot of the work that I do is with authors. So I put together some Black Friday specials for authors. And the first one is that 12-week program, normally $29.99, Black Friday $14.99. It'll be all the way through Cyber Monday. So you can be a part of that. And if you, like I said, if you're a returning student, let me know, because for a limited time, I'll cut that Black Friday special in half for my returning students who've been through things with me already. So we'll go ahead and get you started with this 12-week work group, which is absolutely amazing. Then I have my Amazon ads course, also discounted 50%. That is going to be a January start for the next group as well. And that's $249. And I've got coaching as low as $65 an hour. Normally my coaching is over $200 an hour, but with bulk, purchasing packages, it's less expensive. And then of course, big slashing discounts for coaching for Black Friday specials. Then I also had somebody say to me, are you going to do anything with regard to Black Friday deals on coaching packages? I'm not coaching, sorry, publishing packages. I've done it once before, and I had a big response to it. So what I did was combined editing, illustrations, design and formatting, my coaching and project management, all in one package. And then it also includes marketing. One package for all of those services and one person to be able to work with that will farm it out to only my dream team. So these are, I've got a couple of different versions. One is bronze publishing package, which is a little bit lower price, more for the level of detail that you'll get with your illustrations is a little bit lower. The average illustration for that bronze package is usually comes in around $80 to $90 per page. So that's the bronze package. And then the premium, and it also doesn't have as much additional resources or additional things around marketing. The premium package, I put everything in the kitchen sink inside there. So if I was to go into this, so you're getting special pricing. Oh, come on now, give me that. All right, so you're getting picture book editing, premium illustrations, and so those premium illustrations are like $120 to $130 a page. And you're getting 22 illustrations as included in that. Premium cover design, graphic design and formatting, mock-ups for 3D mock-ups for marketing, Amazon setup, Ingram Spark setup, Author Central, all of that, those services, and then a ton of marketing that goes into this as well, including creating a press kit and social media templates for you, Amazon and Ingram Spark, A+ content, launch team support. So I'll even have my team work on launching your book, getting your launch team signups, your emails, and all of that put together, and setting up launch team promotions or launch promotions for you, doing your keyword and categories, your listing in my self-publishing Made Simple catalog, as well as me marketing your book to my list. I've got about 17,000 maybe now on my email list. And I also have a high number of followers on my socials. And I also will do a YouTube interview with you so that you get information about your book posted onto my YouTube channel as well. So all of that package comes together. The regular price is over $10,000, but it is just under $6,000 now. So $59.99. It's a big discount for that. So again, those packages are very limited because I want to make sure that I am giving the people that do purchase those packages get the attention that they deserve. I only limit it to just a very few packages for Black Friday. So if that's something of interest to you, then absolutely happy to chat with you about that as well. Then I have just Amazon setup, which people have been asking me to put something about Amazon setup, and also my self-publishing resource library. So all of the tools and templates and coursework and things that I do and that I've created over the period of the past 6+ years. That's my author illustrator contract, my self-publishing budget, and all of the templates, everything that I've created to make my projects go easier and my student have all been put into my resource library. And it was $199. It's now on sale for $99. So again, just more opportunities for people. And if you're somebody that's already taken my courses, then you already have the resource library. So please don't purchase that thinking you're getting something additional. This is more for people that have not taken and don't plan on taking a course with me, but are interested in getting the benefit of some of the tools and templates and things that I have there. And if you click on that link, you'll see me walking through the video of me walking through the library and everything that you get from that. So lots going on for Black Friday, lots of things that we're doing, and just lots of service to authors. I probably should also mention that we have a Black Friday special for my mastermind, which is it's $149 for a year to be a part of my mastermind, which these kinds of meetings that we have here once on Wednesday evening, that is my free open office hours. But my mastermind group has like a dozen different drop-in sessions, including hands-on sessions where I help people, whether it's Amazon uploads or just authorpreneur kind of questions. We also do Marketing Monday, and any of my events or things that I have on the calendar are all completely free for my mastermind members. So if you are interested in being part of the mastermind, then that is another Black Friday option for you as well. So lots of chatting. Anybody have any questions or anything that you want me to further clarify before we wrap it up for the night?
This has been great, April, very informative. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And if you can
Awesome.
just like take a quick look at my message to you before we leave, that's
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I can. I just need a half an hour between
that's fine.
meetings, Leslie, and then I'm happy to jump back on with you. Awesome.
Thank you for tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, anybody.
Happy
Everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Joy. Bye,
April, I
everybody.
had a quick question.
Oh.
I don't know if you have time.
Yeah. Let me just stop the live stream and then just hang with me for just a second. Bye, everybody on YouTube. Come back again and visit me on Wednesday evenings. By the way, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Self-Publishing Made Simple with April Cox, then go ahead and subscribe. We are getting really close to 10,000 followers or subscribers, and I'm really hoping to do a big celebration once we hit that mark. So if you're not already subscribed, and 75% of you who watch have not yet subscribed, so click on that subscribe button so we can move us over that finish line there for the 10,000. Take care, everybody.